Okay, so I thought I would do my first I'm pregnant pregnancy video because I haven't done one and I'm almost halfway, so I figured it was like good timing for it since half of it has already flown by. So we're gonna like back up the train to the very beginning of like finding out. So I found out right after Thanksgiving of 2021, and then like within a few weeks the nausea started. I threw up once, but to be honest, the nausea wasn't as bad as when I was pregnant with Anthem. So it's just, since the beginning, it's been like a completely different pregnancy from her, which is why I think it's a boy, because it's so different, but they say you just never know. So I was nauseous, but not as bad. As long as I was eating and stuff, I could like hold down food, which was really good. And then I was very, very tired with this pregnancy so far. Like basically still to this day, I'm like struggling to like keep my energy levels up and like stay awake throughout the day. So I was very tired in the first trimester, already well into my second. I will say we had some complications. Around 7 weeks was probably the scariest moment because I thought the baby was gone. I just had tons of bleeding, like literally tons of bleeding. And I thought it was a baby. Like I had clots and everything. And so I didn't go to the ER. It was over the weekend. I wasn't in like serious pain or anything. So I called them and they said just to wait until Monday to come in. So I went 3 days basically thinking I miscarried. And so that was like huge traumatic experience for me. And then going into the hospital on Monday, we did an ultrasound and we found out that I had some subchronic, I think it was subchronic hemorrhage or something within my uterus, which was like right next to the baby, and potentially could have either killed the baby or hurt the baby because it was very large. And so I had bleeding for another like 3 weeks after that. It was such a scary experience, like going through those weeks not knowing like if the baby was going to be okay or not. And then I kept going in weekly. Finally, after weeks and weeks, the hemorrhage like basically started shrinking and getting smaller, and then the baby got bigger. And so the scariness kind of went away because it was more so like we're in the safe zone. And then once I made it to my second trimester, everything looked good. So that was like the first probably like 2 to 3 months of my pregnancy. So it was really stressful, honestly. We waited a while to announce, partly because I didn't want to announce a pregnancy and then announce like a miscarriage after that. And so we just wanted to be sure that everything was like super good and safe and into the second trimester before we announced. So that's basically my update on, I guess, the first half of my pregnancy. Around 17 weeks, the nausea faded out. I was basically nauseous every day until 17 weeks, but it wasn't horrible. It was definitely manageable. And I was able to just take some Zofran and just go throughout my day for the most part. I did take it really easy when I had the hemorrhage for a couple months because I wasn't able to work out. I couldn't lift anything. They didn't want anything to like rupture even more. And so I was really restricted in the beginning, and it kind of set the pace for my entire pregnancy because now, even to this day, I'm allowed to work out, but I can't do it a lot because I feel so out of shape. So once again, second pregnancy ever, I feel like I'm going through some of the same things as far as like being so restricted. But, and I can't say one is worse than the other. Like Anthem's nausea, like the nausea with her that I had was really bad, but then all this other stuff with this baby was bad too. So it's like, it's hard to compare which pregnancy's been more traumatic, but, I'm definitely like sailing along this one a little bit easier now that everything looks good. We recently had the anatomy scan done, and so that's the big ultrasound to where you find out all the details of the baby. Actually, the baby's kicking right now. Ugh. So you can like, they do all the full anatomy just to make sure everything looks good, and we were completely fine. Everything looked perfect. There was nothing, no red flags or anything. So that was really good, and I'm so thankful for that because that's a big appointment. that a lot of people unfortunately have issues with. So very thankful that that appointment went well. So that's pretty much my update. I wanted to keep this super short. We are announcing the gender very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm obviously gonna be posting on Instagram and YouTube. So stay tuned for the gender reveal because it's gonna be so cute. I think it's a boy. Obviously I want a healthy baby, but I'm kind of leaning towards a girl, but I think it's gonna be a boy. And then Thurman wants a girl because it would just be easier. And that's how I feel too. So we kind of both want a girl, but then I think it's a boy since day one. So we'll see if I'm right or not, but yes.